Hello, I'm Corey Brock, and I'm so excited to be in this class presenting to you and to learn more about school community relations. This is my family right here. Uh, I am married. I have my wife Kelsey, my son Brady, and my 12-year-old daughter, who has taught me everything I need to know about communication, especially if you are talking about TikTok. This is my 17th year overall in education. This is my third year as athletic director in Garden Plain, Kansas. I also am an assistant football coach and I teach two classes. Just some of my previous experience. I've been the AD at Wichita South. I've been the head football coach teacher at Cheney, head football coach teacher at Wichita South, and the head football coach teacher at Lions. I graduated from Tabor College and I have a master's in special ed at Southwestern College. Forms of communications. The different variety of formats that I've used for different types of communication: oral, speaking, staff meetings, phone calls, Zooms, written, email, Google Docs, newsletters, just handwritten notes, digital, Twitter or social media, the Remind app, our school website, text, and more Zooms. Probably the order of use for me is speaking, email, or Google Docs. Social media, I use a lot of, for my job, I use a lot of Twitter and social media just to get, just to recognize our kids and our teams and our activities. I text a lot. I get on the school website, update that. Zoom or Google Meet, that since the pandemic, we use a lot more Zoom and Google Meets than we ever have. And I'm lucky. All of these strategies are provided to me. I'm considered an administrator, so if I need something, usually I can get access to that. How does this information impact my introductions? After reading the articles, I realized I fell into the trap of doing the same old boring introduction that everyone does. It doesn't create a buzz. I'm Corey Brock. Nice to meet you. The consequences of first impressions can be substantial. This statement here really resonated a lot through me because people start making their decision about you the very first time they meet you. Is this person of value? Can this person be trusted? Should I respect him? Do they command respect? There's a lot of things that you can win or lose by first introductions. I need to do a better job of connecting with the person I'm introducing myself to and not answering with the same title and company as a cultural norm. As that's what everybody's ingrained to do. How does this information shared impact your introductions, your professional life? What methods might I do to introduce myself as a new building leader? When you're introducing yourself to the first new staff or anything, I think being sincere and telling them your why and making it about us as a staff. What are we going to do together? Talk about how we are going to change things or how we're going to make things better. And that excites you to be the new leader in that building. Make it about us. How can we do that? And that gets buy-in from the staff right away. Our policy for being an AD, we have a chain of command policy that we send out. Follow the proper chain of command. We have a 24-hour rule. I tell our coaches and our teachers, don't say anything out of emotion. I have a picture on my bulletin board with a dog leaping off a cliff chasing a bird, and it says, "Don't do anything out of anger that cannot be undone." Sorry, I had to reread it just to make sure I was reading it right. And for social media purposes, it needs to promote our students, promote our classes, or provide information. We don't want to be a keyboard warrior and get in there and start little fights or anything. Not put nothing negative. How has this assignment correlated? This assignment correlated because we had to look at the different forms of communication through written, oral, and digital form. We also had to create a Google slide and record yourself presenting our information. So that is, the different formats. It's written, it's digital. We also learned different strategies to introduce yourself to others. The standard is relevant because there are many different ways to communicate with the stakeholders in your building and your community. You have to know what is the most effective and efficient way to communicate with them. I also learned how to introduce myself a little bit better. Reflection. This assignment made me reflect on how I introduce myself to stakeholders and how I viewed them as I do it. Am I doing the proper introduction for what the situation calls for? Not every situation needs to introduce with a storytelling or making it sometimes the same old, hey, norm is. And I also looked at the different ways we communicate and make sure I'm using the correct method to effectively communicate and advocate for my school. And here's my references. Thank you. I'm looking forward to watching everybody's videos and getting to know you and, participating in this class. Good luck.